All right, today we're going to be covering some basic food foundations. I just did a video about how journaling naturally leads you to these food foundations. And if you want to check out that video down below, the link is there. That video mentioned very clearly you can know food foundations, aka thinking. You can think and logically know food foundations and still not eat healthy, okay? This video is not about that. This video is just those basic food foundations. This is the logical information that falls short so much of the time. So I do realize that knowing food foundations, basic food principles to stop binge and emotional eating, to eat healthy, etc., that it's falls short in many ways. I think that's what most people are given. They're given a meal plan, they're given a lot of nutrition info, eat healthy, just do it, your fault if you don't. Unfortunately, that mentality is horrible, and so I really want to be upfront with that. But nonetheless, information is not bad, science is not bad, nutrition is not bad. It's just we need to have the whole picture. And so the previous video was all about how journaling can help you integrate this information. And now let's just skip to the information. Let's just dive into these food habits. Most important thing, I learned this from Nancy Clark. She wrote a book, best-selling book for athletes, but her principles are the same. You gotta feel content after you eat. All right, you gotta have satisfaction. The hunger has to be at bay for at least like 3 hours. You cannot be eating and then getting hungry right afterwards. If you are, it probably is indicative that you're not getting enough protein, you're not getting enough carbs or healthy fats. So you need to have your meal sustain you. And the beautiful part about a food journal, of course, is that if you are writing down your hunger and fullness levels, instead of knowing it, you're gonna see, oh wow, that meal, the hunger is now dissipated. You know, you can track your hunger, you can track the satisfaction, you can actually see on paper in a different way whether or not certain foods are making you feel satisfied. So that's number one. Okay, number two, regular eating 3 to 5 times a day. Whether you're on some sort of whatever thing you do, there's some sort of regularity here. You can't get too hungry. That's the whole point of regular eating. When you get too hungry, you binge, all right? That's like the number one trigger. You've been working all day, under eating, right? You've been going to meetings, you've been eating healthy, you haven't quite got that satisfaction. You're a little bit hungry, you're a little bit stressed. It's nothing too bad, but then bam, the food is there. You gotta watch out for that. When you're tracking your fullness, your satisfaction, when you're recording in your journal, you're gonna notice like your hunger levels. You're gonna notice the days that you binge, you probably had a gap in your day where you didn't eat that much. You're gonna see that in the journal entry. And then you're gonna be able to backtrack, you're gonna be able to think, oh yeah, shoot, I had more than 5 hours go by, and that's too long. That's too long to go without eating. If I really wanna work on my food habits, I gotta be eating regularly. I can't let 5 or 6 hours go by without eating. All right, so regular eating. I don't care when you start, I don't care precise times, but we gotta watch out for that number one principle of the satisfaction, right? The feeling content. If you're not feeling content, if you're drained, if you're empty, if you're hungry throughout the day or even borderline hungry for a long time, that is gonna catch up to you, I guarantee you, in the evening, all right? So that's a big food foundation. We got content and we got sort of a variation of content. They're all variations of being content, by the way. Don't let yourself get too much hunger. Eat regular. Don't let like 5 or 6 hours go by without eating. Now, I'm telling you this right now, and I hate telling you food nutrition principles, okay? Because I know that logical information doesn't really work. I mean, my whole life I was taught to think and to think my feelings, to manage my feelings. It didn't work at all. Trust me, I hate the logical way of approaching health and nutrition. I'm much more about feelings and intuition and journaling, but I really do want to counterbalance the journaling and the psychology with some grounded principles. So I hope you're getting that right now. And let's just keep going a little bit further into these food principles. Again, I've interviewed like 50 doctors and experts on the Eating Enlightenment podcast, and they all say the same thing. And the beautiful thing is this tracks on to basic nutritional principles, whether you're if you've ever seen a dietitian, personal trainer, et cetera, they're going to tell you these basic nutritional principles. These are things that are at the core, like if really, really core at how to eat healthy. I'm not telling you what to eat precisely, but I'm telling you like how to think about it. Feeling content. Don't get too hungry. Feel content, right? Those are the basics. How do you do that? Well, we can get into a little bit more granular detail about what to eat. That's protein and healthy fats. So, right, most people, they have a little bit too much carbs and even sometimes a little bit too much healthy eating, a little bit too much veggies without the healthy fat, carbs, or protein, or healthy fat and protein. If you want to feel satisfied and content, you got to have more protein than you're probably eating. You got to have more healthy fats than you're probably eating. My favorite is nuts. I love nuts. I will have a handful of nuts very often. Like, nuts are a superfood, blah, blah, blah. But nuts help keep the hunger at bay. Nuts help me stay satisfied. What helps you stay satisfied? You got to track it in the food journal. Right? It's one thing to know up here, oh, I got to be satisfied. I got to eat protein. Yeah. Sure, if you took a test, a multiple choice test, yes, you could take the test and pass it. But real life, that's where the food journal comes in. Writing it down. Okay, I had this. How does it make me feel? Am I content? Okay, oh yeah, I'm not content. I didn't have enough protein or nuts or healthy fats or whatever. I better add that in there. See how I feel. Experiment. Oh, I added this in. Now I'm journaling and boom, I feel better. I see it differently. It's not thinking it, it's seeing it. Okay, sorry to like say it that way, seeing it as if like there's just something I'm really, I get triggered when people are overly intellectual. So I think I'm like slightly triggered right now about talking about all this intellectual knowledge about food. It's very important though you actually track it on the you write it down yourself, because then you'll see it differently. It won't just be thinking, it won't just be this arbitrary thing that I'm telling you. It'll be something that you discover for yourself. I guess that's what I'm trying to point out here. I want you to discover these things for yourself. Like maybe this information right here is like a little clue, like what you can watch out for in the food journal. Hunger, protein, fat, carbs, feeling content, right? Those are the big ones. Watch out for that in your food journal. Discover it for yourself, what works. If you want help on discovering it for yourself, we are going to be doing a live training workshop. The Eventbrite details are down below. It's also going to be in the private community as well. So, that information about the community and the event are down below. I encourage you to attend or to join the community. That'd be great. And if you do like this video, if you found it useful, please give it a thumbs up. Helps kind of get the word out there, etc. So I appreciate your attention. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll try to do a follow-up video with anything else I missed. Okay, that's it. Have a good one. Bye. Namaste. I always say namaste at the end. The yoga in me, right? The divine in me honors the divine in you, It's food's the gateway, right? Awareness, right? That's why I love this stuff. It's not about food, it's about the spirituality stuff that I'm really passionate about, by the way. Okay, total side tangent. Anyways, namaste.